Kersey. Hello, hello. It is Jennifer Sinceri, and I am a Stampin' Up! Independent demonstrator. You probably just saw Percy jump on the table, or you might have just missed it. So I am not usually live on Sunday evenings, but I am making up for Friday when I had to get ready for my face-to-face class Saturday morning. So tonight I'm super excited. I am in love with Happy Hedgehogs, and I'm going to make 5 cards with you tonight, and we're going to be using the Sweet Talk Designer Series paper along with it. All right, so that is the brand new Valentine paper. All right, it is found in your new spring mini catalog. You'll find it on page 8 and 9. All right. So here's the Designer Series paper. Okie dokie. Now this is special time in Stampin' Up! We have what's called sale-a-bration. So with every $50 purchase, you get to pick something for free out of this catalog. All right. So that is pretty awesome. We've got stamp sets. We have Designer Series paper. We have more stamp sets. More Designer Series paper. There's even a bundle where you get paper and a stamp set, and that's for a $100 purchase. This is a great sentiment stamp set. And then if you decide to place an order that is $150 or more, or you host a party with a $300 order or party, you get this stamp set for free. So that's a fun incentive. And then there's a special happening if you decide to purchase the starter kit. So I've talked about this many times. The starter kit is the best deal in the catalog. You get $125 worth of product for $99. Free shipping. You get to choose what items you want. But during sale-a-bration, you're also going to get 2 additional stamp sets for free. And you get to pick out which ones you want. So that's something that's happening during sale-a-bration. And I had somebody ask me, is there a minimum? Yes, there is if you want to stay active. You can simply purchase the starter kit and then let your demonstratorship run out, I guess is what we would call it. So you would place your order, and then you would enjoy 4 months, because your first quarter, they give you an additional month. You would have 4 months to place orders using a discount. We get 20% discount to start off as a demonstrator. If you wanted to stay active, then yes, you do have to make a minimum, and that is $300 every 3 months. But you don't have to do that. You don't have to run a business. You can simply purchase the starter kit and get in on the great deal, and there are no penalties. So if you have questions about that, let me know. I would love to add you to my team. I have demonstrators that run a business, and I have demonstrators that are hobby demos, and I have people that have signed up just to get the great deal, and then that's it. All right, are you guys ready to have some fun tonight and see these really adorable, cute hedgehogs? Let's see. Hi, Cynthia. Hi, Peggy. Thanks for commenting. Please go ahead and give me a thumbs up on the video or a heart letting me know that you're here. That also helps the analytics, so more people will see our videos. And then if you would sprinkle the video with your friends and family, that helps me out as well. More people will get to see the video. All right, and that's a way that you can help my business, and it doesn't cost you a penny. All right, this is a photopolymer stamp set, which means that it is clear. And you're going to get 9 stamps in this stamp set. It is adorable. I love the artwork. I love the cute little faces on the critters. The hedgehogs also are in the mini catalog. I'm looking at the page here. It's on page 64. So you've got a couple samples, plus there's another sample in the back with the bundles. And it does have a punch. You can purchase the stamp set just by itself if you want it. It's $18. Or if you wanted the bundle, which is an addition, I'm sorry, if you wanted the punch, which is another $18, and you bundle it using this code here, you save 10%, and you would get it for $32.25 instead of $36. All right, let's get started. So I did some of the prep work in advance to make things go faster, but I want to show you before I start assembling how this works, how the punch works, how the stamps work. So there's 2 hedgehog images, the smaller one and then the larger one. The larger one is what will punch out with the punch. So I've just got a little scrap here of crumb cake, and I am inking my cute little guy here with my black Memento ink pad. Okay. Making sure I'm getting kind of sloppy there. And I'm just going to stamp him. Isn't he adorable? He or she. Then I'm going to cut this so that I can get it into my punch. All right. So then we're just going to push that down at the bottom. And I'm lining it up. And then we've got our little cute hedgehog there. So that is one way that you can do this. I'm going to show you a couple different ways to utilize the stamps tonight. So this is using cardstock with ink and punching it out. Okay? And just adorable, isn't it? I just love that face. Just a happy, happy face. Okay. I told you we were going to make 5 cards, so I better get started here. All right, the first card, I'm going to take my bone folder and I'm going to crease, make a nice crisp fold there. And this is Highland Heather. I took a layer of basic white and I have put it in an embossing folder. That is the Ornate Garden embossing folder, one of my favorites. And I am going to go ahead and adhere that. I'm going to take my silicone mat so that I don't get my placemat sticky. Making sure we don't have kitty hair in my tape runner. Okay. So I'm seeing that Peggy has 0 degrees. Yikes. Yikes. That's pretty cold in Minnesota. We had sunshine today in the Sacramento Valley in California. We had some cold days, 30s and 40s, but now we're kind of getting some sunshine again. It's like the weather just doesn't know what it wants to do. All right, now I have taken another piece of cardstock and then I cut some designer series paper. And I'm using these really pretty pastel stripes. And we're going to create another little layer here. I'm looking, I don't think I have my ruler here. Let me measure this really quick so I can tell you what it is. It is 3 1/4 by 4. So this piece is 3 1/4 by 4. So then the mat underneath it is 1/4 of an inch bigger. Okay. Just so you know. Now, isn't that fun? This doesn't necessarily look Valentine's Day. You could certainly make these into Valentine's Day cards, but they don't have to be. So I am making some friendship cards tonight, but you could certainly turn these into Valentine's Day. Now I took our scalloped contour dies and I already cut it out, and I did the tree image and I started to color it. I'm going to finish coloring it with you. I was doing some shortcuts to help save some time tonight. So I used Crumb Cake. I used our Stampin' Blend pens, Crumb Cake, and then I used Granny Apple Green, the light color. And now I'm going to come in and color our buds with some Flirty Flamingo. This is the light. You could use Stampin' Write pens, or you could use the Stampin' Blends, either one. You could even use colored pencils if you wanted to. All right, I think those are all our little buds. And then I'm going to pull, I'm going to do the little centers, the lighter color. And then I'm going to pull the dark Flirty Flamingo, and we're going to color those blossoms. Now this stamp set is great if you enjoy coloring. The images are not big. It's not going to take a lot of effort to do coloring. So that's something that I like. I do enjoy to color, but I don't like images that are huge because that's a lot of coloring. This is just a little bit, so anybody can do this. It's not overwhelming. You don't have to worry about blending colors. Super easy. Anybody can color. If you can color a coloring book, you could color these little spaces. All right, so there's a very sweet tree with some branches that have flowering buds. Then what I did was I stamped on a piece of basic white because I was going to lay this on top. If I had stamped this, it might have gotten in the way of the tree. So I stamped this and then I colored it with crumb cake, just crumb cake. Okay, and so we're going to put that on top. And then I had a little butterfly that I cut out. I've got a couple butterflies here, so let me make sure I have the right one. Okay, and I went ahead and fussy cut this. So we're going to put that butterfly in the tree like the hedgehog is looking at the butterfly. And then I just stamped on a scrap. And this is Blushing Bride. It's so nice of you to be so nice. And then I just gave it a little flag pendant. Okay, and we're going to add that on here somewhere. So let's adhere these. And then we're going to use a little bit of Stampin' Dimensionals to pop up some of those little pieces I fussy cut. When you have embossing on one of your layers, you're going to want to make sure that you have a really strong adhesive because that paper is texturized, and we want to just make sure that your layers don't fall off. So liquid glue is a great adhesive, or just make sure you are really covering it well with your tape runner, whatever you're using. Now, usually I center, but I'm going to push this over a little bit to the left. I'm thinking, because I want to have enough room for my little sentiment to hang off. Okay. This stamp set screams springtime to me. This flowering tree is just so sweet with those delicate flowers. And then there's a sweet little bird. There's a sweet little toadstool. And then this cute butterfly. So it really makes a great stamp set for springtime. All right, we're going to put 2 Stampin' dimensionals on our little hedgehog. And I'm using my U-pick tool to just pull off the backings. And we're going to put him or her right there, looking up into the tree. And then I should have grabbed my mini dimensionals, so I might have to snip a piece for my butterfly. Okay, we're going to pop that butterfly, looking for the perfect spot, maybe right there. Okay, and then let's pop our sentiment with some dimensionals. 2 should be enough. And I don't want to cover up my cute little flowers, so just be careful. And there we go. Look at how sweet that card is. Super cute. Such a sweetie pie. All right, and you could leave it as it is. If you wanted to add a little bit of bling, for sure you could. Basic rhinestones will always work, you know. I don't think that this card needs a bow, so I'm actually not going to add a bow, which is not typical for me. If you watch my videos, you know I love to add ribbon to my cards. So there's a little rhinestone. Maybe we'll add one down here, like a little dewdrop. And then maybe one up here. Okay, a little bit of sparkle. All right, there's the first card. And you can see how it's popped up. I hope you guys like that. Isn't that fun? All right, moving on to our next card. This one looks a little bit more Valentine-ish, but like I said, it doesn't have to be. I think the paper is just fun paper. Yes, there's hearts on her. These are lollipops. Okay, so we are going to adhere our designer series paper to some real red cardstock. All right, and my real red is 3 3/4 by 5. So then the designer series paper would be 3 1/2 by 4 3/4. Okay. And I cut it, usually I cut it bigger, but I wanted more of the white to show. All right. Then we have a scrap here. It's got the lollipops on one side, and I just turned it over for a little bit of contrast to break that up. And this is 3 1/2 by 2. And I'm just going to put that right in the middle. Okay. And then this is going to go on top of our card base. You could certainly use Stampin' Dimensionals and add more dimension to your cards. I'm just going to be a little more selective with my dimensionals tonight. Now, what I did was I took layering circles, and I cut one in white, and I cut one in real red to give that just a little bit of a border. All right. And then I stamped our cute hedgehog, the one that I used on the last card. We have a little grass, a blade of grass stamp right here. And so I just added a couple of those, and I added the butterfly like he was going to land on the nose. And then I put my sentiment on here. It's so nice of you to be so nice. So now I'm going to show you how to color it. I'm going to start with light crumb cake, and I'm going to use the bullet end. All right, because that it's going to give me a little more control, I think. And so I just did the ears, and now I'm going to just outline, do the cute little feet, another foot. All right, and then you could go in with your brush, which is larger, and fill that in. Okay, now you could go over it with the same shade, but I'm going to actually go over it with the darker crumb cake and use my brush. All right. I'm just kind of squiggling because hedgehogs are prickly, aren't they? I don't want nice, clean, straight lines. Now I'm just going to fill in that space. There's my hedgehog. Super easy. If you wanted to, there's a couple little lines here. I'm just going in with the bullet with the darker and just giving a little bit of detailing on the belly. Okay, now let's take our Granny Apple Green, and I'm going to color my grass blades. I'm simply just going over those lines. It's not difficult. Nothing fancy, just going over those lines. Okay, giving it a little bit of color. And then we're going to color our butterfly. Now this is all pink and red, so I'm probably not going to do a purple colored butterfly. All right, so I am going over this with Flirty Flamingo. This was the closest color that we had in Stampin' Blends. We have more colors to choose from in our Stampin' Right markers. And then I'm going to go in with the dark to do the tips of the wings. Okay, and I'll do the body. There we go. Super easy. Isn't that fun? All right, let's adhere this to our layer. I'm not using my silicone mat. I need to get that back over here. Then I'm going to pop that with dimensionals. Can everyone see okay? I want to make sure that I am in the camera view, that nobody is frustrated because you can't see what I'm doing. So let me know that you guys can see okay. That would be appreciated. All right, we want to make sure our hedgehog looks like it is not crooked. Then I added, I made a bow. This is our fox linen ribbon, and this is in the mini catalog as well. We could add it up here at the top. That looks good. You could add it at the bottom, but I think that covers up our grass. So I think I'll put it here. I'm going to add a glue dot. So I just press my bow knot on the glue dot and then pull it off. Sometimes you have to, what's the word I'm thinking of? You have to just make sure that the glue dot is not showing. We don't want sticky glue showing. Okay, so there's our next card. Very simple and very cute. Okay. All right, next card. All right, this paper has different languages on it, so that's fun, and it's Highland Heather, and we've got another basic white, so we're going to adhere this. Make sure that you are centered. You have an even amount of paper on all four sides. All right, then I took a piece of the same paper, flipped it over, and then we have these cute conversation hearts that have different sayings on them. And some are facing right side up, some are facing upside down. So it doesn't matter which way you use your paper. You just decide, which way looks good to you, okay? All right, and just make sure it's on the edge of your designer series paper. There we go. Then I took one of those scalloped contour dies again, and I stamped my little scene here. I used the bird this time with the hedgehog, and I put a different sentiment on here. It says, finding a friend is the best discovery of all. All right, so now we're going to put it a little bit lower because I'm going to do a fancy, sloppy fancy bow here. I'm not going to knot it. I'm just going to use some glue dots. It's going to be kind of more floppy, and we'll add that in there like that. Okay. So let's do our coloring. So we've got a bird, and I'm looking at my colors here. We've got some yellow. So let's pull a different color here. We've got some saffron we could use. And what about a little bit of blue? What do you guys think? Should we have a little bit of blue on our bird? I've got some balmy blue we could add. I think that'll work. I know, these hedgehogs are just adorable. All right. I don't know how I want to color my bird. I didn't practice the bird. So I'm just going to do a little bit of blue. I'm working with the light balmy blue. Guess I'll fill that all in and maybe go in with the dark. And maybe they'll have a white tummy. We'll see if we like that. Okay, what do you guys think? Is that enough? And then let's do the little flower yellow. This is light, I know, sorry, this is dark, so saffron. And we'll do a little flirty flamingo center. And then let's do some granny apple leaf right there. Just one leaf. All right, and I don't think I colored the beak. So maybe I'll go in and do a little bit. Oop, I don't like that end. That end got ruined. We'll do a little yellow beak. And then let's do our hedgehog. Can't really mess up on the hedgehog. Even if you get into the bristle part with your lighter color, it's okay. You're going to go over it with dark, or you could go over it with the light. It's totally up to you. Remember, you don't want straight lines because hedgehogs have bristles. I always outline it first, and then I know where to keep my color, and then I stay in that boundary with my pen. I'm just lightly tapping the bottom. Okay. Cutie pie. I think our bird needs more color. I think I'm just going to color it all blue. It's too much white on the paper. So we'll just go ahead and color the all the way blue. And then maybe I'll come in with a little bit of crumb cake, but it doesn't really look like it's showing. All right. Good enough. All right, let's do that floppy bow. Let's see. So I'm just going to make some 2 loops like I would do a bow, and I'm just holding it, and I'm going to grab some glue dots here. Let's see how we're going to get that to stay. Kind of put it maybe right there, and then I need a glue dot here. Okay. And then I need one here. I'm going to pull it off with my U-Pick tool. Those are sticky. Okay. Just like that. And I'm debating, do I want to pop that? I think we should. Okay. All right, so let's grab some more of these dimensionals, one on each corner. And maybe I'll go a little, I'll do a little bit more. I'll do 6 just to make sure it's really well stuck. Okay. All right, so those little pops of pastel colors are popping in the back there. That's cute. And then we can add a couple rhinestones. Let's see. I need some larger ones because I have just the little ones right now. I do have some opal rounds. Or, I don't think I want those. Let's just do these. Do these guys. Okay, 1, 2. All right, there's that card. I think that's super cute. You've got some sparkle in the ribbon. Right. All right, on to the next card. Oh, looks like Deanna's son is watching tonight. Welcome. Okay, we've got some real red. And I just used my bone folder to make a nice crisp fold there. And we've got some basic white and then some fun paper. It's got that on one side, but we're going to use this side. Okay. And my designer series paper is 3.5 by 4 3/4. So then this piece is going to be 1/4 of an inch larger. So you have that little bit of border. Okay. Use your adhesive and glue these together. All right. Now I'm not going to glue this down yet because I'm going to do something with some ribbon on it. Okay. Now we've done layering circles again. I've got real red and then I've got some white and I've already stamped some grass and a little toadstool. So we're going to color those. So this is my Granny Apple Green. I'm just going over those blades of grass. All right. Oh, we've got grass by the toadstool too. So let's get that. And then we're going to color the base of the toadstool with some crumb cake. All right. And then I grabbed some Poppy Parade. And what I'm going to do is I want to make sure it has the white polka dots. So I'm just going to go around those so that they don't get filled in. And then I can color the rest. Okay. And we'll just fill in the other parts. I feel like coloring is just so relaxing and therapeutic. All right, now let's adhere our circle to our layer. Okay, we want a little bit to show. Then what I did was I stamped my hedgehog this time just on cardstock, and I've used the punch just for a different look. All right, and let's pop that with a dimensional. We'll use 2. I'm going to pull off the little backs. And and we'll place them right. Oop, let's go a little lower. There we go. And then I have my little sentiment that I cut on a little scrap of paper, and I gave it a flag pennant end. Okay, I'll put these on, but let me get my ribbon. So I'm going to pull this faux linen ribbon. Okay, and we're going to wrap it around. I want to make sure I have enough here. And we're going to do a bow at the top. Let me move that so you can see. Hopefully my fingers will work okay, that they will cooperate. Okay, so far so good. And then we'll do our loops. Wrap it around. Just trying to make sure that it's neat and not messy. All right. Then we're going to straighten it out. I'm trying to get my finger in the loop. There we go. I don't like the way I'm going to have to redo it or something because this tie is funky. That's not where I wanted my, maybe I can just move that one. Okay, I think it got twisted on this one. Let's try one more time. That's why I knot it first, so that I don't have to do all of it over. Let's just do our two loops and see if we can do it that way, if that'll cooperate more. Where are you? There we go. There. I think that'll work. That'll do it. It's okay if it's not exactly perfect. This is a homemade card, and people are going to be so excited that you made them a homemade card. So don't stress about it. Okay. All right, now the hearts go in different directions. Some are right side up and some are upside down. So it doesn't matter. You always want to be paying attention though if your designer series paper is directional, but we're lucky. So this can go either way. So it's not upside down. It's not facing the wrong way. Okay. All right, we're going to add our adhesive now. Just be careful with your bow. And then we're going to pop that on there. Okay. Then let's add our cutesy little hedgehog and our sentiment. I just love these hedgehogs, you guys. They are just adorable. So, so sweet. Whoever the artist was that made the faces of these cute hedgehogs, they did a great job. Okay, I'm going to put some dimensionals on our little sentiment scrap here. This was just a scrap, and I used my paper trimmer so I would have straight sides. And then I just cut the little flag pendant. Okay. Oh, let's put that a little bit more in. There we go. All right. Then you can add some little rhinestones in there if you want to. Let's see. Maybe one down here with my little toadstool. Let me decide, but I want to get a bigger one on my little pendant right here. And then we got to figure out where to put the other one. Okay, maybe there. I'll just put it right there. Okay, there's the next card. So sweet. I love it. They're just so cute. Cute, cute, cute. All right, my last card. Last card. Okay. So we've got Highland Heather. I tried to make each of these a little bit different. And did different things. Like some of the hedgehogs are colored in and cut out. Some of them are stamped directly and colored in. Some of them are stamped on cardstock, just so you can see a variety of how you could do it. All right, so this is our scalloped, our contour scallop dies again. And then one side is this really cute Valentine candy, but I went with the marbleized petal pink on this one. Okay, we're going a little more subtle because I really wanted my artwork to be the highlight, not the designer series paper. Okay, so I am going to adhere this to my white mat. I'm moving on everything here. Okay. And that is going to go here. And then, excuse me. Oh, I already made, did I make a boo-boo? What was I was going to add a, ribbon here, but I don't want to ruin the card. So I'm going to have to do something different now. Think about how I'm going to do my ribbon. Okay, so I did just a part of the tree. That tree stamp is huge. Okay, it's much bigger. So what I ended up doing was I just did part of the tree, okay, to fit onto my piece that I'm using. So be creative. Think about that, you don't have to have the whole image on there. All right, and then we're going to have our little hedgehog. Let me pop him up with some dimensionals. And I have got a butterfly here too that we're going to add. I got to figure out what I'm going to do with my ribbon now, because I was going to do a wraparound on this one, but now I can't because I glued it down already. See, I got excited and I got distracted. Oh well. Oh well. And then let's add, a dimensional to my butterfly. And I fussy cut my butterfly out. I'm going to put my butterfly on the toadstool this time. And we need a sentiment on here. So I'm going to stamp, I should have stamped it. I'm getting all distracted with my last card here. Okay. All right, hopefully we can get that in there. With our old wooden stamps, I wouldn't have been able to do that. So yes, I used crumb cake to color the hedgehog, and I used, now this is just cardstock, so it's just one color cardstock, and that's crumb cake. Okay, but on the other cards, when I hand colored this one, I did light crumb cake, and then I did darker crumb cake on the bristle part. Okay, great question. All right. So cute. Don't glue it on upside down. That would be bad. So sweet. All right. So originally I was going to do a wrap of this ribbon behind the paper so it would show through. And I was going to do a bow on the side. I think, because I can't lift the petal pink up, it will rip. And if I cut this, it's going to fray. Unless I fold this over and do it this way, but I don't think it's going to work. So that was my original plan, was I was going to have this and then have a bow here on the side. But we can't do that now. Pull up a bit of the light. Well, I was going to, but I'm afraid it's going to rip. Let's see if I can, Linda. I don't know. I don't know. All right. Don't need that much, so let me get, you might be able to make it work. I'm going to lift this up and get some adhesive on it. Okay. All right. A little bit of card surgery. Okay. Hi, Mary Lou. Hi, Shelley. I'm on my last card, ladies. This is my 5th card, but I will show you all the cards I made. Okay. All right, we made it work. All right, let's do the other side. Love this U-Pick tool. I use it for so many different things, you guys. All right. Pulling it up because I made a boo-boo. Because I wanted to put this ribbon underneath. All right. Luckily, it's cooperating. I was afraid it was going to rip. Oh, yay. Yay. All right. Now let's do a bow on the side. Oh, you're going to watch the replay at work tomorrow? Okay, on your lunch break. All right, let me make a bow. And then we'll add that on the side. Okay. This ribbon that I'm using is the Highland, it just says Highland Heather Grosgrain ribbon. It's got a little bit of silver in it, so it sparkles. Makes me think of like pixie dust. And this ribbon is in the annual catalog. The annual catalog is the thicker catalog. It's going to retire, not retire, it will expire. That catalog is going to expire. That's too big. Goodness, the end of April, I believe. And the new annual catalog will come out in May, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. All right, I'm going to trim my tails, don't worry. But I didn't want my loops too big to cover up my precious little tree there. All right, so I'm going to grab a glue dot, just press it down on that knot, and then make sure your glue dot doesn't show, and we're going to put it right here on the edge. And then I'm going to cut the ties. I'll trim them. Okay. A little something different there on the side. And then let's add a little bling. Because this, to me, this just screams cutesiness. It's so cute. And I can't help it. I feel like there's little fairies somewhere in the forest. So we need a little bit of fairy dust, a little bit of bling. Let's do another small one in our tree. Okay. Isn't it just adorable, you guys? I love this stamp set. I love, love, love it. All right. You can see how it's dimensional. So you've got that dimension there, which makes it even more interesting. Okay, so there's that card. And then we did this one. Okay, so I just stamped on cardstock and used the punch. This one, I stamped directly on my paper and colored it in. This one's a little different. Again, that one's just on cardstock. Right. And then we've got, move this up, this one stamped directly on the paper. Okay. And then this one. So some of them are more detailed than others, but I'm just wanting to show you all the possibilities. You know me, I like to go for the wow, more detailed type cards, but not everyone feels that they can do that or prefers that. So I just wanted you to see you can go very simple and basic and just stamp directly on the paper. Okay. Or you can start adding multiple layers to your cards and then adding dimension to it. doing embossing. All right. So I think this stamp set is something that any level stamper would enjoy. You can go very simple, stamps, ink, and paper, and then take it from there and go even more. So lots of things that you could do. My two favorites are probably this one and this one. Those are my two favorites. But they are all precious. I mean, this little face, how can you not love that little face? Right? So cute. All right, ladies, thank you for joining me tonight. I hope you are inspired. I hope that you will give this a try. Like I said, it's sale-a-bration right now. So for every $50 that you purchase, you get to pick something out for free. One of my favorite stamp sets in here is the otters. So you can get these cute little otters for free. It's a stamp set for $50 purchase. Who doesn't love free? My favorite paper is probably the daffodil paper. So you would get a full pack of designer series paper with a $50 purchase. All right. So those are just two of the items in here. There are so many that you can choose from. There's lots of stamp sets. There's paper to choose from, several different packs of paper. There's a bundle. And then, like I mentioned, if you wanted to do an online party or you're going to place a large order, if it's $300, there's an additional stamp set in there that you get just for having the large order. You get all the celebration items. So for $300 party or order, you're going to get 6 items for free at the $50 level. Plus that really beautiful camellia stamp set. That's the host freebie for a $300 party or order. And then don't forget, the best deal of all is our starter kit. So the starter kit is $99 and you get to pick out $125 worth of product for and have free shipping. Plus, during celebration, you get to pick out 2 additional stamp sets of your choice. And they can be from the mini catalog or the annual catalog. So that's a great deal. And then, as I mentioned, I had somebody ask me, is there a minimum that you have to meet? It depends. If you want to just get on the special deal and it's a one-time thing for you, that's perfectly fine. There are no penalties. You just don't get to keep your discount and you don't get to stay a demonstrator. But if you want to keep that discount, that 20% discount, and it can go up to 25% discount based off of your sales, then that means you have to sell or purchase $300 every 3 months. And for me, I started out hosting a class once a month, and between my purchases and my class, I was able to make my minimum with no problem. For everybody, it's different. Some people just want to get the great deal. Some people want to work a side business. And some people just want to be a hobby demonstrator. So they sell or purchase, and it goes right back into their hobby. So there's lots of ways to enjoy Stampin' Up. You can be a customer, or you can decide to get that starter kit and enjoy the discount, or run a business. I'm a teacher, so I work full-time, 5 days a week, and I do a monthly class, one class a month, and the fees that I collect for my class goes right back into my business. And then I also collect orders. So when people place orders, that goes towards my minimums as well. So there's lots of ways that you can make this work for you. If you have questions, please don't hesitate. Like I said, there are no penalties. So I would love to add you to my team. I would support you however way that I can. All right. But No pressure. Love the hedgehogs, guys. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. Would you please make sure that you gave me a thumbs up or a heart on my video? And if you would sprinkle the video before I end it, that would be wonderful, so that people can find this and they too can enjoy learning about Stampin' Up, learning about paper crafting. All right. Thank you so much for the hearts, you guys. Happy Sunday evening to you. I hope that you stay healthy and safe. Be careful out there. And I hope that you have a wonderful week. I will see you, Lord willing, Tuesday night, and I will pull out another stamp set that is new from the mini catalog and play with it. Okay? So we'll see you soon, everyone. Take care. Bye-bye.